Hi, my name is Anna Clark, and in this video we're going to cover sheath and udder cleaning, the practical. The reason why we clean sheaths and udders on both geldings and mares, obviously, is just because it gets itchy and they end up rubbing their tail. It gets really uncomfortable. It can be even painful sometimes. They get smegma, what's called smegma, in their sheaths and on mares' teats, on their udders. So we have to often clean that off. We do it as often as the horse needs. So we have to pay close attention to the horse's individual needs. If the horse needs it done every week or even every couple days, I've heard of horses needing it every couple days, we have to do so. Some horses can go a month, some horses can go only 2 weeks, some horses can go way longer than a month. I know a horse that could go 6 months. It just depends on the horse and how dirty, how often he or she gets. When cleaning sheaths and udders, it is quite the invasion of privacy for some horses. Some horses really enjoy it, some horses absolutely don't like you down there. When you get a horse that doesn't like you cleaning the sheath or udders, if it's uncomfortable for them, we can use things, manual restraints like a leg lift, or even sedation if the horse really fights it really bad. When you are cleaning the sheath and udders, you want to stand as close to the horse as possible, because if that horse decided to kick up the leg, which you are standing right in front of, it would have the least amount of space and leverage to kick you. So often you will push your head against their flanks so that you can feel or anticipate any movement or protest that they may give you. When to clean a sheath, we start by rinsing the sheath with warm water. We want to use just lukewarm water, nothing too hot, and definitely not cold water. We are going to rinse it and get it all wet. You're going to need rubber gloves and the soap that you're going to use. So here at William Woods we use Ivory soap. There are other gels or other cleaning liquids that people choose. It's just up to your preference or your string instructor's preference. We here at William Woods use Ivory soap. So you're going to rinse the sheath and then get your rubber glove wet, and then you're going to add the soap to your rubber glove, and you're going to kind of let them know what you're about to do, and then if the horse is okay with that, you can go ahead and reach your hand up in the sheath and begin just massaging the smegma out of it. You don't want to scratch it out using your nails. That can be really uncomfortable. Sometimes the smegma is really stuck on their skin. So we have to just repeatedly do this process so that we're not scratching it out, we're just letting it come off as just eventually. So you're going to just scrape it out with your hand, not scrape it out, you're going to just kind of massage it off, the smegma off. The sheath has two different compartments, I guess. So the first compartment, and then there will be a small opening at the back of the sheath, and you're going to go into that sheath just with a couple fingers. Usually the opening is pretty small, and you're going to clean around the penis and up in that part of the sheath. And in doing so, you should look for the bean, which is at the tip of the penis. You're just going to use your pinky finger usually because it's a very small opening, and you're just going to see if there is any buildup or what's called a bean around the urethra. That can be uncomfortable too, so you really have to pay attention to the horse's reaction to that. After you've gotten some of it cleaned out, you're going to rinse, add some more Ivory soap, repeat the massaging process, rinse and repeat over and over until you don't get any more smegma on your glove. Then you're going to rinse the sheath as much as you can, like no more soap left, because if you leave any kind of residue or soap, the sheath can swell and it can become really uncomfortable. So we want to rinse the sheath very, very well, very thoroughly, up into the urethra where you checked for the bean, all the way up into both compartments of the sheath, and we want to make sure that there's no more soap coming out at all. For cleaning udders, on the other hand, mares are much easier to clean than the sheath of a gelding. You're going to rinse them like you did the sheath with warm water. You're going to take your gloved hand. You don't have to use gloves with either of these processes, but it is easier. Some people find it more comfortable to use gloves. And you're going to use some ivory soap, and you're just going to massage the little bit of smegma off of the teats of the udders. Just until it comes off. If there's a lot on there, you're going to rinse and repeat until there's no more smegma coming off onto your gloves. You're also going to want to make sure you clean up between their legs and on their hind end, just to make sure that they're not going to get really itchy and uncomfortable up there, because they will begin to rub, and we don't want them to rub their tail out. When you're done with the udder cleaning, you need to make sure that you rinse thoroughly like you did the sheath. Rinse till there's no more soap there. It's easier because it's more open in a mare. But you also need to be making sure, standing the same way you would cleaning a sheath, you're going to stand the same way to clean udders. You want to make sure you're staying safe at all times. If need be, you can use a handler. They can let you know if the horse is protesting, and they can also hold the horse if they really find this process uncomfortable, but they're safe enough that you can do so if they're not in the cross ties. That is all for the sheath and udder cleaning video. Thank you.